In the login page, when a user enters the login information, the program will first check if the username exists in the database. If the username exists, the system will hash the input password and compare with the password stored with the username. In the account data table, two types of account are identified by the string in the type colon. Two types of account are regular and admin. If the entered account type is regular, the user will be directed to the regular dashboard page. Otherwise, the user will be directed to the admin page. To achieve the different pages after login, we use the switch element approach in the front end. First section of the sign up page asks users to enter some basic information. When the user clicks the next button, the system will examine if the inputs are filled, whether or not the re-entered password matches password, and the username's uniqueness in the data table. If all the situations are satisfied, the user will be directed to the next section to verify the email. In this section, when the send button is clicked, a 6-digit code will be generated randomly in the server and sent to the entered email address using the NodeMail library. Then the system will check the correctness of the input code by comparing it with the code in the server. To add the account into the data table, password will be hashed first for safety concern, and then inserted into the table with all other information entered. In the admin page, the UI will render the data from the database. When the page is open for the first time, a query will be called to get all the user data from the data table, if their types in the data table are regular. In the admin page, the operations of changing users' information are achieved by using a query to alter the columns variable in the data table. Every time the data being modified, the system will trigger and re-render to ensure the data on the UI is up to date. In the Change Profile page, users are allowed to modify their nickname, email address, and change password. All of them modify the data in the data table by calling the query to alter the variables in the column. But there are also differences between them. Modifying nickname will change the nickname in the data table directly if the input is not empty. To modify the email address, the server will first generate a 6-digit code and send it to the email address. Then the system changes the email address in the data table only if the user is able to enter the code correctly. To modify the password, the server will firstly hash the password using the Bcrypt library and then replace the one in the data table.